What's going on, guys? It's MadMat9955 here, and today we're going to be going over a deck profile of Gren Maju. So, without further ado, let's get right into this deck profile. So, starting off the profile, we have 3 Gren. You guys don't know what Gren does. He gains 400 times the amount of banished cards that you have removed from play. It doesn't count, or it does count face down, and it counts face up, so either way that they get banished, he's getting 400 plus however many there are, but he doesn't get any off of your opponents, unfortunately. Next card in the deck that we have, 3 Gizmek Orochi, the Sky Serpent, I believe. This guy allows you to banish 8 off the top of your deck face down, summon himself out, so that's already 8 onto your Gren's grand total of gaining. He can do this from the hand, and he can also do this while he's in the grave, and it's a quick play, so you can do it on your opponent's turn as well. So this guy's really good for grind game situations, if you need something on the board and you have nothing. On top of that, it's just a decent beater, and that has a secondary effect that on a different turn than it was summoned, you can banish 3 off the top of your extra deck and pop a card on the field. Next, we're running 2 Eater of Millions. Eater of Millions is kind of the same just as Gizmek. You banish 5 cards from either your hand, field, and or your extra deck. Summon this card onto the field. He has an effect that while he's on the field, he gains 100 attack and defense based off of how many face-down banished cards there are, and this also counts for your opponent's face-down banished cards. Then he has a battle effect that if he attacks into a monster and or if an opponent's monster would attack into him, you can trigger the effect to banish the card that is attacking him. So it kind of has a little neat protection effect, but you can only use it once per turn. So if they attack it twice or whatever, you can't just keep on trying to banish things out. Next, we're going to be playing 3-Dimensional Shifter. This just helps us to kind of disrupt our opponent from using their grave and also kind of help us get more of our cards banished so we have a bigger potential of having a huge Gren. Then we're going to go to our Danger package. We're running 2 Danger Bigfoot. Bigfoot, while he's in the hand, you can reveal him. If they don't pick him and he's not like thrown to the grave or anything, summons himself, and then you get to draw one. If he was the picked card of the revealed card that gets revealed, goes to the graveyard and he pops a face-up card. Danger Thunderbird does kind of a similar thing with the reveal from the hand, except that if he gets this card, he pops a set card. And then he still has the same exact effect of being special summoned from not him being picked, and then you get to draw one. We're running 1 Danger Nessie. I know Danger Nessie isn't to 1 anymore, but we don't really have that many dangers in the deck, so we don't really need that many Nessies to search things out. But if Nessie gets discarded, then you get to search a danger monster. And once again, if she doesn't get picked, then she gets to be so summoned to draw one. Then our last danger is Jackalope. Now this guy comes into play a lot because we run Small World, so we can actually bridge any of our dark monsters into Jackalope and then get a Gren, which is really nice. And then if he would be discarded, then he gets to special summon a danger from your deck, so you can go for any of your other dangers. Next, we're running 1 Dark Armed Dragon. He's just really in here for a additional boss monster. He doesn't really get used too much, but you can still use him as a small world target. And then if he does get used, then already you get like 3 pops. Then we have a Pinkertops. Pinkertops is just a strong summon card that has a quick play pop, or quick effect pop that you can use at any time. And then we're running the Dust Kaiju and the Destroying Kaiju. They're both just in here for one, ripping things off the field because we're really trying to go for an OTK build here, or using them for the slumber that we have in here. So now moving on to our spells. For our spells, we run 3 Small World. Small World is a very unique card in the sense that it is very weirdly worded. But how essentially it works is you reveal a card in your hand, and you pick one category out of said card. So it has to be a monster, and you can pick either its type, its attribute, its attack, defense, or level. You pick one of those that has something in common with a card that you pick from your deck. And then the card that you pick for your deck, you pick one of those attributes again from the said card, and you grab a different card from your deck to your hand. So it's kind of unique, but this is how we get to our Gren and how we get to a lot of other things that we want to get to. Next, we have 3 Aware Darkness. As you see in my lineup, is a lot of dark monsters, so we're not really worried about banishing one. Plus, the banish kind of gives us a little bit more of attack on Gren if we get them. And it's a draw too, so it's not too bad. We have Pot of Desires at 2. The casual Neg 9, but in this deck, Neg 9 can also give you a lot of attack on Gren, and also a lot of attack on your Eater a Million. So it's not that bad. You banish 10, you draw 2. And that's about it. Then we run 2 trade-ins. We have quite a few level 8s in here, so if we discard a Gizmek or Uchi, then we can banish 8, summon them back. Or if we discard any of our danger monsters, then we can also get their effects to pop things. But this is just discard a level 8 monster and draw 2. Then we run 2 Lightning Storm. This is just our back row and our monster removal so we can get in for a game. Same thing here with Slumber. Kind of like a remove the field type thing. Give them a Kaiju, give me a Kaiju. If I end up accidentally drawing one of my Kaijus, I can like bait them out by putting this face down. If they don't know what I'm playing, they pop it, I banish it, and I get another Kaiju. So, it has its uses. Then we run the 1 Monster Reborn, just to get stuff back that we need. The 1 Change of Heart, so we have a decent card of whatever our opponent is playing. The 1 Called by the Grave. And then 2 Mash Change 2. Since we have so many darks in the deck, we can actually go into Dark Law if we want to. So now we'll go into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're running 1 Link Karibo. This is kind of weird, but like Eater Millions has the effect on his card that he can't be tributed, and he also can't be used for any extra summons of a Fusion, Synchro, or XCs. And every single thing that I've tried to look up on it, I haven't seen any rulings saying he can't be used for links. So I'm guessing he can. So that's why that's in here. Along with Relinquished Anima. If anyone knows anything about that situation with him, let me know. But yeah, Link Karibo is just negates an attack, and then Relinquished Anima is just a way to bait out like negates or something. Say that they have something on the field that has a decent negate. I have it in our millions, I go in the Relinquished Anima. I target and try to steal it, they have to negate it. Underclock Taker is in here because I can target my Gren and target any of their cards. It then becomes 0 depending on how big Gren is, and then I just hit into the 0 for game. Nightmare Phoenix just for a spell trap pop. Nightmare Unicorn just to shuffle something back if I need to. And then we have a big rank 8 package. We have a Galaxy Ice Cypher Dragon. This allows me to essentially steal on my opponent's cards. It becomes Galaxy Ice Cypher Dragon. and I can only attack with that monster. Then we have the rank up of it, which just allows me to get an additional pop, and I can rank that up on top of regular Cypher, which I can also use the other card that I stole as well. And then we have a Galaxy Ice Tachyon Dragon, just negates all of the monster effects on the field during the battle phase, so we can poke in for damage. Prime Power Dragon is in here just for an additional pop, plus he's a 4K beater. He doesn't really get any of the extra things because there's no Photon Dragons in here or anything like that, but he's just another rank A that we could go into. Then we have Hope Harbinger. This allows me to get a spell. I can also, if I have another Xyz on the field, make the attack of whatever Xyz that we're trying to attack into become into him, and vice versa. Then we have a 1 Lancelot. He's a negate of basically anything, and he also has a pop, and he can attack directly. The only thing that's bad about his negate is that because it's a negate of anything and it has the specific wording on it that says when a card is activated, it doesn't have like the you can effect on it. It just has when the card is activated, negate whatever the card was. So it's a force negate that you have to use, and they can bait you out really easily, but it can only be negated. You can only use a negate once per turn anyway, so you have to be careful on your turn, but if you're playing it right, then you're fine. Then we have a 1 Dengirsu. This is basically just to protect my board. 1 Also. This one allows me to basically call card. I can add it if I called it right. And then also, if a card would leave anybody's deck, I can target a card in the field, shuffle it back into their deck, which is pretty nice. We have a Cyberstein. He's in here for his 45 attack beat stick ability, I guess you could say. And he also has a negate that really doesn't come up a lot, but he does have a negate. And then the 1 Masked Hero Darklaw, just for the extra, making sure your opponent can't use the graveyard as much, and then if your opponent would add a random card to their deck, or from their deck to their hand, you can target a random card in their hand and banish it. So yeah, that's the Gren Maju deck profile for, what is it, about to be June 2023. It's not anything too crazy, it's about the same as it's always been. But anyways, I hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment, subscribe, or like maybe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.